Hey, Strawberries. Hey, Uncle Buck. It remains work. Hey, Mel. Actually not. What the fuck is going on with my goddamn computer right now? Hey, Buttercup. Hey, Shelly. Of course I didn't, Buttercup. Hi, Shirley. Sort of. I don't know what the fuck's going on. For some reason, whenever... I don't know if it's a Streamlabs issue or if it's related to Seven Kingdoms, but like for some reason... sometimes like one of my windows will just literally not load for me. It'll just be a black screen. Like whenever I switch over to a specific window, it'll be a black screen. In the past, it's been Streamlabs itself. This time, it's fucking Firefox. Which is, you know, the system I use for, or like the thing I use for updating the stream details. That's also what I use for the. That's what they're done. All right. Where the fuck is the guy that I used? Hey, color purple. There it is. Gee, that was annoying. No, still no. Anyway. I actually have been kind of considering draping Betty over this chair. Because the seat is so worn down, it gets very, very uncomfortable. I mean, it's like another month before I go up there. Music's a bit loud. Better? On that for sure. I thought it was this game, but it's made of the 17th. Yeah. Hey, Borok. Yeah, I was thinking I might put Betty on my chair, and then I'd be sitting on Betty. And that said, I might prefer to have Betty sit on my thing. Anyway, let's get into the game. Alright, so we are in week 3. I couldn't remember which week we were in. Son of a bitch. Now it's happening with fucking this one as well. Come the fuck on, you stupid fucking... Alright, I forget if we've actually done this secret. Maybe not. You are idly exploring the castle when you are drawn in by the unexpected sound of beautiful music coming from the parlor. You peek inside to find a young Isle native, maybe 13 or 14, practicing his oboe. You recognize the music as a very strange choice. If you are remembering a book you read correctly, then this song was one that was played as part of a secret code during the First Seven Nation War. It seems a very odd choice for a servant in training, for surely that is what the boy must be, to play at the Isle during the summit. So curious that when the boy hears a noise from down the hall and scuttles out of the room, you can't help but idly take a look around the room, as if you'll find the answer to the strange choice inside. Instead, you find another mystery. Hastily stuffed in between the cushions of one of the couches and forgotten and accidentally left behind is a small book. The first page, in careful writing, declares it the first practice observation chronicle. Only the first 50 pages or so are filled, but in laboriously careful handwriting, you find detailed accounts of the servants' daily lives. Snooky has cancer. You know what? I'm actually not going to make a joke. That sucks. You know, regardless of my feelings about Snooky as a person, you know what? Cancer's a fucking bitch. Cancer is a motherfucker. So, anyway. Things like, Anna woke up early this morning, which is not her habit. She seemed in a hurry, but when I followed her, it was only to find that she was trying to clean up the mess she'd left after last night's dinner, before Cook awoke. You replace your strange discovery where you found it, and leave the parlor, filled more than ever with the conviction that strange things are happening on the aisle. Water Day! Jasper walks up to you with a large stack of papers, some black invitation stationery, and a determined glint in his eye. Lady Nicole, it is time for us to plan what event you intend to host this week and send out the invitations. Considering the heavy delegate schedule this week, I've prepared 3 options that will not put undue strain on you, your guests, or the staff. Please consider carefully and pick the event you feel best suited to host. Envoo Tournament, Midnight Picnic, Girls' Night. My preference is the Midnight Picnic. Girls' Night. I will note, with the Girls' Night, I'm going to go with the picnic, but I will note, with the Girls' Night, you can, that's one of the very few events where you can invite your maids and they will actually attend. And Sarah will get a pretty good shot in at, I think, Gisette. I think it's something where, yeah, so Gisette will make a comment about, you invited your maid? Aren't you positively quaint? And Sarah will respond, her taste in guests is questionable. At least we agree on that. Which is fucking incredible clapback. Just brilliant clapback, you know? Yeah, it is. Like, it is a great line. That said, though, as I said, I'm going with the picnic. The Midnight Picnic involves eating under the stars. It will require good social skills to keep your guests entertained. Of course, the staff would be happy to provide you with the food and blankets, and the grounds are lovely at night. I will not be watching it, no strawberries. In order to avoid any hints of scandal, a large guest list would be best. Yes, picnic. If you wish, you could purchase some additional things that wouldn't normally be available for your picnic. Hot spiced chai, yes. Imported sweets, yes. Expensive hot wine, yes. Very well. Now we must consider your guest list. Remember that people will accept and reject your invitation based on their feelings towards you, and towards the type of event you chose to host. You can invite 10 people to your event. Anna, obviously. Hameen, of course. Zarad, of course. Penelope. Cordelia. Avalie. Blaine, yeah, sure. Invite Blaine. That's definitely going to go over well. Emmett. Leon. I don't think Gizette's likely to accept, but I know none of them will. Rhea. Unfortunately, won't accept. Think Leah will, or Lyle will. I think Gisette dislikes me too much. I think my rivalry might be too high with Gisette. Tragically. You know what? Jaslyn. Pretty sure Jaslyn will come. Planning your event has taken all morning. Nothing to do now but wait and see if your invitations are accepted. Are we going to finish this game soon? I don't think it'll take that much longer, actually. Everyone has been trying to be on their best behavior for the matchmaker this week, and the strain of all that effort is starting to show. Unfortunately for you, the dinner seating arrangements have put you quite literally in the middle of the result of that stress. Wellen is my southern, right? Yes. I can't believe you suggested that seriously, sir. And which one is our wand? British. It is not as if I claimed it was my preference, but one does one's duty after all. If they were determined to argue so loudly, it was impossible for you to ignore them. You wish they would at least bother arguing logically and with facts, not suppositions, assumptions, and opinions.
But you can't seriously suggest that it would be appropriate for our next king to wed someone so foreign. Why, half the women here are barbarians, or turned so strange they would make no man a proper wife, let alone a proper queen.
But our duty here is to further the interest of our nations, and certainly the matchmaker did not seem inclined to grant your earlier request to only be matched with one of your own kind.
How did you know about that?
Half the delegates know about it. The matchmaker is not exactly quiet, and not particularly tactful either, when she is annoyed, which you seem to have done.
Well, it is not as if I am ashamed of my request. I have my future heirs and children to think of.
There is a saying among the young men of our land. Consider yourself lucky if your duty leads you to a bride with more wits than a chicken and better looks than a pig, and give thanks to God if you get both. I actually kind of like that one. That's kind of funny, honestly. You may be very well tempting God to punish your hubris by declaring yourself above your duty.
God would not have granted me my position as one of his favored and all my blessings if he did not think I was worthy. And the favored of God must keep themselves clean of inferior influences. And you, Lady Nicole, I know you come from that strange foreign land filled with people who would let books guide their actions instead of God. But surely you must agree that we would all be happier sticking to our own kind.
I can't believe you feel so unmatched that you must consult a delegate from GL. Don't you know how little they understand about proper duty and responsibility? Despite your very best efforts to ignore the two men who to this point have been very happy to ignore and literally talk over you like you didn't exist, you have been dragged into this ridiculous debate. They both stare at you, pale faces red with wine-flushed intent, their eyes expectant. Diplomatically attempt to convince them they are both wrong. You do your best to gently convince them that such prejudice, rather hidden behind their claims of natural God-given superiority, or behind fatalistic acceptance of their duty, is unfair and harmful. Unfortunately, you are not able to convince them, and they both scowl at you in disapproval. But at least you made the effort to change their minds, and hopefully have some positive impact on the world and the summit. That counts for something, doesn't it? Released and free from the terrible dinner at last, you return to your room. Jasper takes one look at you and can tell something has happened. Lady Nicole, is something wrong? People are terrible. Nothing that some more wine won't fix? What am I saying? For some things, there isn't enough wine in the world. It's times like this I really wished I drank anything stronger than juice. I really wish violence was a response allowed here at the summit. Sometimes it's really, really appropriate. Four very fun... The first and last options are my favorite. People are terrible, or I wish violence was allowed. gonna go with this one. People are terrible, Jasper. Sometimes, yes. Are you ready for your evening plans? Or shall I cancel them in favor of a night in? It's alright. I could use some interesting distractions anyway. Have I gotten the beauty tips here? You walk into your room in search of your maids, having been just given a very unsubtle hint from one of the delegates that you could use some freshening up. For once, Jasper is nowhere to be found. You have no doubt that if his duty required it, he would stoically attempt to assist you in adjusting your corset, but it would have been most assuredly awkward. But it's not Jasper who is nowhere to be found. Neither Sarah or Rhea are in sight. Normally, you would attempt to solve the problem yourself, prefer that even, but today Rhea talked you into wearing a particularly complicated beast of a corset, and one that laced in the back no less. Thankfully, just as you were contemplating your dilemma, your savior, in the form of a cheerfully humming maid carrying a large stack of fresh laundry, walks into the room. Oh, Lady Nicole, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb. Did you want to be alone? I'll just put these away and go. Not at all. In fact, I was just hoping to find Jasper. I know he's so helpful to you, lady, and he knows so many interesting things. I wish I was half as smart as he is. I'm not sure where he is, but do you want me to go find him for you? No, actually, I was... Oh, are you looking for Sarah, then? I admire her so much. She is so strong and talented. Far too talented for a life as a maid, not like someone like me. But when I tell her that, she says she's content to be where she is. For now, I think she's talking to Mrs. White. Shall I go get her? If you keep trying to run away from me, I'm going to think you don't like me, Rhea. Oh no, Lady Nicole, that's not true at all. I agree that Jasper and Sarah are both talented and capable, but for what I need, you are actually perfect. Rhea blushes with pleasure and finally stops talking long enough for you to explain your problem. The pair of you chat comfortably while she sets you to rights and even manages to make you look even better than normal. She denies it when you compliment her and thank for it. Oh, it's not me at all, Lady Nicole. It was all there naturally to begin with. Just some of the oils and herbs I've been putting in your washing water might be bringing out your natural shine a little. You are a wonder, Rhea. I insist you take the compliment. Oh, I'm nothing compared to you. Why, you are so grand and wonderful. And you are always so nice, even to someone like me. No more talk like that. I forbid it. You are not someone. You are my very important and very talented lady's maid. I've needed your help here so many times. And if I'm half as important as you seem to think, that makes you very important too. Aww, what a cute scene. Oh, thank you, Lady Nicole. You don't manage to get much more coherent out of Rhea for the rest of the day, but she seems happy all the same. That is a very cute, sweet scene. And did I do the ballroom last time? Normally, when there isn't some sort of event planned, the ballroom is just one very large, very echoing empty room. But in some matter of happenstance, or perhaps even fate, today your wanderings have taken you to the ballroom that for once was neither hosting an event or empty. Instead, a smaller group of servants were busy hustling around. There's nothing particularly unusual about servants acting harried, but nervous and trying very hard to be invisible amidst a large crowd? Now that is something unusual and interesting. Unaware of your observation, the servant who has caught your eye moves on to another part of the room, visibly relieved. Soon the busy servants leave for another part of the castle, allowing you to investigate to your heart's content. It takes a few moments, but near where the servant had been nervously fidgeting, you find a book hidden behind a couch cushion. It is a very common book, one you would find in most households, but inside you find a small parchment with a string of numbers. Rita Zerstman. She does, but she won't accept. You quickly figure out it as a code, giving the page line and word number. Yeah, I'd love to have invited her, but she wouldn't accept for the midnight picnic. You hurriedly decode the message and hide the book back in place before you are caught. But even knowing the message leaves you no less confused as to its real meaning. To all players, the field is set. Good gaming. What could it possibly mean? Ooh. Suspicious! Whenever there is uncertainty or lack of knowledge about potential solutions, there is one place to go. A library! Agreed. Libraries. Phenomenal place. Fantastic places. Love a library. You are determined to find a solution to your current problem. That's all this was, you tell yourself firmly. A problem that needs a solution, like any other. Reminder, that problem is a poison that we know of no cure for. We've been poisoned, and as far as we know, there's no cure for it. That is the problem we need a solution to. Fear of dying, or anger at whoever did this, was not helpful. You refused to acknowledge such illogical feelings. Instead, you used your free time to dedicate yourself to action. Today you are searching the Vale Castle's collection on rare ancient tomes discussing horticulture. Reading your 10th book, you gasp aloud. It's not a cure, but the unexpected properties of one of the flowers you have seen growing wildly around the castle is when they are stewed, like tea, they slow poison. If the book is at all accurate, it will buy you some more time and alleviate any of the growing side effects. It's not a permanent solution, but it's a good start. You hurry outside and search for the flower depicted in the book. You quickly find some and pick a handful to be sure. Back in your room, you make some improvised flower tea. That's the dude that hands out in the library. Duke Leon, the dude who passes out, yeah. He probably wouldn't know. He probably doesn't really do much studying on poisons. History, philosophy, science. Politics, maybe. Yeah, probably. It tastes disgusting, but you aren't drinking it for a pleasant flavor. Feeling tentatively optimistic, you tell yourself your superior logic and research have found you a temporary solution. Surely you will be able to find a more permanent one too. Alright. What's something I should improve? Can't spell tonight. Since Jasper is mysteriously busy, you don't feel like you are going to learn anything else by exploring your room today. Oh. Well, okay. Actually, there's one. What? Persuasion or likability? Which is the one that I need to improve? Actually, I could use some more courage, I think. You run and leap off the cliff into the lake below. No one ever said getting braver was easy. Earth Day. The morning sun shines brightly into your eyes, relentless in its determination that it is morning and you can avoid it no longer. Soon you will have to wake up and face the day. Or rather, more to the point, face the matchmaker. Again. How did you sleep last night? Perfectly fine. Oh, I slept well enough, not that it's any of your business. You've been working very hard, supposedly. Do you feel better prepared to face the matchmaker this time around? I worked hard, so I think I will have improved. And how have your preparations been coming? I've been following the advice of respected experts like Jasper to the letter, so I'm sure to do well. What about your suddenly non-stop social life? How is that affecting you? Find the highest tower and build a blockade, locking myself in for the rest of the summit. I've been managing well enough. I know today is your second interview, and that's very nerve-wracking, but have you spared any thought to the fate of your fellow delegates? Making curse dolls, hoping they all fail? Jeez! I've been helping to calm and coach some of my fellow delegates in my free time, for whatever the help of one of the matchmaker's least favorite people is worth. With a face as grim as if he is summoning you to your executioner, okay, that might be more the fault of your imagination than anything on his face, Jasper pulls back the curtains of your bed and clears his throat. Lady Nicole, I'm afraid we have delayed long enough. It is time. With his butlery powers of efficiency, under his supervision, it is barely any time at all before you have been primped and polished and shined and stuffed into your best functional outfit, until even you had to admit you had rarely looked better. His handy's out of the table. His favorite book pages are stuck together. What? I feel like I'm being sent off on a marriage interview to try and impress my potential husband and his famously picky family of potential terrible in-laws of doom. You rather are. But actually, I believe the matchmaker would be harder to please than 100 such dreadful potential relatives. Thank you, Jasper. As always, you completely do your duty to be as reassuring as possible. I think the truth serves as better preparation and reassurance than 1,000 sweet lies ever could, Lady Nicole. Now, no more delays. We should leave now. Trying to think if I should bump up any of my stats before I go in. What's everyone think? Any stats I should bump up to Grace? You think I should bump Grace up? Jazz joke, apparently a shitty one. And you know what, actually? Manipulation 50 as well. Why not? Alright. Good luck, milady. I'm sure the matchmaker will get to know you better this time and see how amazing you truly are. The matchmaker may be an intimidating challenge, but it is unlikely the most difficult one you have faced or will face. You are capable of facing her, Lady Nicole. Do not be afraid. I am most confident in you of any I have been assigned to since I became a butler. And how many is that? Surely it couldn't have been more than just one. The last summit was 7 years ago. How old could Jasper be? Jasper just smiles mysteriously. And if you do not know the answer to a question or simply do not wish to give it, smiling is always a good response. Thank you. After bidding your maids goodbye, Jasper walks you through the halls to the matchmaker's door. I will not be able to accompany you this time, even any further than this. You worry too much. Of course I will be fine on my own. I know. You can't quite bring color back to your cheeks or steady your hands to keep them from shaking a little, but you do manage to step forward and open the door. Inside, the matchmaker and her sane, pinched-faced nose-takers sit. The matchmaker gives you a regal wave inside. You step and have barely made inside the room before the heavy doors close behind you with a loud bang. Ah, Lady Nicole. Right on time, as expected from Jasper's girl. Come in, take a seat. I confess I've been looking forward to talking to you all morning. Aren't I your first interview today, Lady Matchmaker? She breaks out into a loud cackle. I see some of Jasper's dry wit has rubbed off on you, girl. Now come in. My eyes aren't what they used to be. I want to get a good look at you. At her insistence, you walk into the room and take the seat facing across from her at the little table in the center of the room. Like she's a concerned old aunt and the pair of you are going to have a nice little chat with tea. You give her your best tea with highly respected auntie smile. You manage to be at least partially convincing, but it's not enough to fool the matchmaker who just raises an eyebrow at you. Oh, I really am looking forward to this, Nicole. Looking forward to this. You may not be aware, but the castle is abuzz with talk of you, Lady Nicole. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? As if they have anyone more interesting to talk about. I've always found it an interesting proposition myself. Throwing a bunch of strangers in some degree of direct competition with another direct together, forcing them to be on the best behavior, and giving them no outside company and little contact with home for weeks at a time, that is. Katya always thought this would force people to learn about one another, throw away their preconceived notions, and create lasting bonds with one another. For her, this proved true. For everyone else, well, I find it an interesting judge of a person's true character to see them go through this little social crucible. You learn so much what people are made of here at the Isle by watching and by listening. For better or worse, there's been much to listen to about you. It seems you have made quite a few friends while here at the Isle. That so many speak well of you must actually speak well of you. Of course, friendship is certainly valuable. You are all here in hopes of finding or stealing a true heart's connection. You have inspired some passion in the hearts of your delegates. Perhaps enough to find happiness, but not enough to impress me. Of course, no matter how much someone likes you, for a true alliance in all senses, you must also be seen as an approved, respectable bride. You have earned a great deal of approval from those not present at the Isle. It's quite the impressive feat, Lady Nicole, and we'll speak well of your ability to get any alliance I propose approved by those with veto power. Yay! Girl to bring home. Impress the matchmaker with the approval you have inspired.
Of course, if you truly want to be a player on the international stage, it doesn't only matter if people like you or even love you. People have to respect you. You have managed to earn an impressive degree of respect from your peers. And of course, relationships aren't all sunshine and butterflies, especially here at the summit. I wonder if you have made yourself some rivals. You have managed not to ruffle very many feathers. Considering how many feathers there are to be ruffled, that rather says something about you. You seem to have a gift for understanding people, Lady Nicole, and finding the right thing to say as a result. It's a rare and impressive talent. Insightful improvement. Impress the matchmaker with your perfect insight. You also have shown quite the talent at sniffing out secrets. Somehow, I think I'm nothing compared to you, Lady Matchmaker. Which is why I don't judge you, nor will I mention it to anyone else. I just thought it worth noting. But it's not just interacting with people and building relationships you have been doing since you arrived at the Isle. I have it on Jasper's word that you have been studying diligently and working very hard to improve yourself. It has made me quite curious to see if you've truly made any progress. Your appearance is unfortunately as helpless as ever. I will note your failure to improve. You are still completely dependent upon others when it comes to matters of protecting yourself. I will note your failure to improve. You are as graceful as anyone could require from someone in your position. You are still an appalling bad speaker, with little personal eloquence. I will note your failure to improve. You know what? Self-defense. Yeah, I'm fine. Fine with beauty and self-defense being under. How do I improve my eloquence? What's the thing for eloquence? LOQ. Yeah. You're certainly now eloquent enough to express yourself clearly and effectively, which is more than I can say for most of your generation. You are still as cowardly as ever, Lady Nicole. I will note your failure to improve. You have enough etiquette that no one will toss you from the homes on account of some terrible breach of it, which is good enough, I suppose. You still lack even the trace of cunning. Being too guileless will not serve you well. I will note your failure to improve. Your poise is sufficient for your needs, Lady Nicole. You have enough natural charisma to serve you well enough. You have proven yourself whip-quick and very intelligent. I approve. You are charming enough to survive the social dances your life will require. Your leadership is developed enough to serve your needs, although not particularly impressive. I have heard you have impressed with your knowledge of history. I have seen your mastery of politics in action. Impressive. I have heard that even General Fallon is impressed by your level of knowledge of warfare and tactics. Get ready to haul out our girl Buttercup. Might need the audio, never know. Buttercup, get ready to remind Uncle Buck. Your understanding of people is quite impressive and certainly will prove useful.
Apparently you are very skilled in your knowledge of animals and plants. Unusual, but probably quite useful. I admit, despite Jasper's protestations to the contrary, I wasn't sure you could do it. But I will admit, I was wrong about you. You might have what it takes to be a proper delegate after all. Of course, you still have much time to live up to, or fail to live up to, Jasper's opinion of you. In challenge mode, if you fail here, you get kicked off the island. Story mode, no matter how badly you do, you are allowed to continue. But I will not be the one who stands in your way. Second impressions. Impressed the matchmaker during their second interview. I have no further reservations giving you my stamp of approval, child. Of course, that's only my approval of you as a viable delegate and candidate for marriage. Any actual match is a different matter entirely. You should start giving it some thought, as when we talk later in the week, you might have some decisions to make. Now stop staring at me like a witless beheaded chicken. I still have much to do, and you are now wasting my time. Go tell that worrywart boy Jasper of yours that he was right, and he no longer has to be concerned. Off with you! Jasper doesn't pace. You think it's beneath his dignity. But if he did pace, you think you would be able to follow his movements by the ground holes in the floor. As soon as you exit the matchmaker's lair, he snaps to attention. But with one look at you, he relaxes and shoots you a genuine, relieved smile. Yes, it went well, Jasper. Or as well as anyone can expect such a meeting to go. Hey, Catherine. You just missed my second meeting with the matchmaker. It went well. Hey, Brooka. Second meeting with the matchmaker went well. She liked me. I mean, I cheated to do it, but... Damn it, I hate when the fucking lids are on tight. I hate when the cap's on tight on these bottles. Yeah. And, Uncle Buck, it is Tylenol time. And Buttercup might have dozed off. It's possible Buttercup has dozed off. She does seem to nap through my streams pretty regularly now. I guess I bore her. I'm very relieved to hear it. Not that I doubted it would be the case. Why not? I'm sure I've doubted it 100 times, especially when I was in there receiving judgment on every aspect of myself. Jasper's face quickly returns to its normally serious self. Well, receiving her approval is one thing, but we still have many more things to achieve this week. We shouldn't waste any more time standing around here. And take a moment to celebrate your hard-earned victory? No, of course. Why would you do that? There's more work to be done, more impossible people to please, more matchmaker events this week. You sigh and obediently trail after Jasper. Having recovered from your morning ordeal with the matchmaker, it is almost time for you to go to lunch. But before you leave, Jasper stops you with one serious, hesitant look. Lady Nicole, there is something I've been waiting to tell you about last week's incident. I didn't want to distract you with this before you met with the matchmaker, but I found something else. There is a man of all work who often runs errands to the stables. On the day of the ride, he offered to help the ostlers and stable boys saddle all the horses. And then, soon after, he disappeared. None of his things are missing. In fact, an investigation of his quarters has turned up things that shouldn't be there. Like a sack of gold and a small black velvet bag with a tear on the inside, the same size a large thorn would make if it were snagged. Something about it fits. A man of all work who blends in, money taken, a bribe, then disappearing. Some of you remember an incident you observed last week, with the same type of easily missed servant and Princess Gisette. It didn't make sense at the time, but if the mysterious business he was already too deep into, as well as his immediate disappearance after the event, meaning he couldn't be linked to anyone. Yes, if that was the story, it makes sense. Especially knowing Gisette and her family's reputation.
Lady Nicole, what is it?
Nothing, Jasper. It's nothing. Nothing you can prove, anyway. Thank you for your help and your investigation. I appreciate it. For now, silence is your only option. You don't have any evidence, and anything but a skulking conversation that could be explained away more easily than your eavesdropping on it could. Nothing but your gut. But your gut is convinced. But that doesn't mean you can't do something with the knowledge later.
I don't know what you are thinking, but be careful, Lady Nicole.
I promise. And now for lunch, before my stomach starts to grumble and embarrass us all.
As you will, my lady.
Dangerous secret. Successfully uncovered who was behind your first assassination attempt. I like first assassination attempt. First of all, spoiler. Second of all, I guess we're expecting more? Just like, oh, probably won't be the last. Alright. What to do. I don't think there's any secrets. Said I actually do want 50 courage for something. Fire Day. Today is the day you have arranged to invite someone to spend time with you. This is your last chance to get to know them better before you and the matchmaker decide your fate. If you are to make a love match, well, today is a good chance to prove yourself and others, if that is possible. Who did you invite to spend the day with you? So I got 5 options. Duke Smarty Pants, Prince Flirt, Prince Pirate, Earl Golden Retriever, and Princess My Girl. I love Anna. I'm sorry, I love Anna, okay? She is my favorite. The others are good too, but Princess Anna is definitely my favorite of the bunch. You decided to spend your last free day of the week with Princess Anna. Anna was very determined the pair of you should take a walk along the cliffs, So you changed your plans and were dragged along. Well, let me get into my Anna voice. Who's beat my seas? Ah, that breeze feels nice. Anna is walking along the edge of the cliffs, arms happily outstretched. I'm not sure you should be moving like that so close to the edge, Anna. I know this is not a good spot for you. You had an accident very terrifying here last week. But that's why we are here. It is good to go places filled with bad and change them to be filled with good. And it is not good to let fear or bad things win. We must confront them until we know in our hearts that we are strong. You are strong, Meek, but it is always best to go stronger. Then no matter what happens or what life brings us, we can overcome it. Or be brave enough to face our fate with honor and strength. Smart girl. I don't know if I agree that taunting death is a good plan to become strong. I mean, Auntie is driving back up today. That'll be. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you just jumped off that cliff. I did, but story and gameplay segregation, I guess. So you brought me here to overcome any trauma? That's actually kind of sweet. Bah! I am not sweet! I am just looking out for my Nick. I want you to live long, successful life. For these, we must always become better, become stronger, survive and survive again to be better. It's a nice way of looking at bad things. Come! Anna signals for you to come closer to where she stands, near the edge of the cliff that almost claimed your life. You know that Anna will not let this go, so you do not hesitate. You join her at the cliff's edge. Confirming the things that hurt you, or confronting the things that hurt you and learning to move past, makes her a smart girl. I think she's also just... like, it's sort of her cult. Like, she comes from a very, like, violence-prone culture. A lot of just, like, toughen up. Now look down and see what you fear and know that you have won. You do as she says and look down. You take a long, steadying breath. It might be Anna's presence at your side or some of the strength she has been talking about, but you no longer feel afraid looking down. Instead, you almost feel powerful or victorious. Vikings, exactly. Good! Now you have stared death and showed it what you are made of. Let us keep walking. No longer dancing along the edge of the cliff, Anna hurries around, enjoying herself even when she is not dancing along the tightrope of danger. I can get down with that. I have seen what is in you, Nicole, but I do not know what shaped you. Tell me something of your past. Please? My favorite memory as a child is the smell of the great library. When you are small, so many people tell you what you can and cannot do, what is and what is not possible, what is expected, what you should be. I always hated to be reminded of how little I could do, that I did not have wings, magical or metaphorical. But when I was left alone in the library, allowed to learn whatever caught my fancy, read tales of different places, times, and worlds, then I could forget. Forget the limitations of my life in the real world, and learn and see and go anywhere I wanted. That sounds very nice. We do not have any libraries in Skult, but it sounds like something we should have. We must make sure the pages don't freeze together, though. A forceful chill breeze comes out of nowhere and whips through your clothes until you can feel the cold to the bone. You can't quite stop a small shiver. Noticing, Anna frowns at you in concern. Are you cold, Nick? Do you want to wear my furs? Is man to be surprised how good you are at taking care of people? That said, that doesn't sound like you. Aren't I supposed to grow stronger by enduring the cold? She laughs loudly. Yes, I wish for you to be strong, my Nick, but I surprise myself. I do not like seeing you suffer even a little, even if it will better you. Don't worry, I may not be a tough, skilled warrior like you, but I can certainly handle a little cold. Anna turns away from where she was watching the wind make the greenery all around you sway and dance. Instead, she turns to you, her face incredibly intent, her expression serious. Nicole, I know that many think because I get frustrated by your rules and your manners and your froofy stiff shirts and demanding men of grey beardiness, and because the customs of my people are strange, that I am not serious. That I should not be taken serious, unless I have a blade and am aiming at you. She's your wife, that's the rest of it? Yep. But I am serious, Nicole. I have always been serious. I was serious when I called you pretty. I was serious when I said I liked you. I was serious when I said I wanted to take you back home with me. I am serious about you. I know it is a strange life to consider for many, that I am a strange partner for one who is not grown and sculpted. But so many of my choices, so much of what I am has been about my mother or sculpt. Being here, this is the choice I make for myself, for my own happiness. I think you could make me very happy, Nick, and I would try very hard to make you happy too. You are the one I choose. I am full of hoping that you will choose me as well. Of course I choose you, silly princess. I do not like this name, silly princess, but I like the rest of your words almost as much as I like you. Hey, Grimace. Anna beams at you, her happiness shining through, brighter than the reflection of the sun along her armor. You are very happy making, Nick. Today has been a very good day. But now we must go back, lest your worry hover man sends out search party looking for us. I do like her phrasing. Worry hover man. I do like her phrasing sometimes. I can wait until the end of this summer to have you riding at my side all the time. I could wait much longer. Here, I will escort the fine lady. Anna holds out her hand and you take it. It's a strange combination of cold and warm, but its grasp is firm and sure. She smiles at you brightly the whole way back, and you can't help but smile as well. A very good day. A very good day indeed. Tonight is the evening of your event. Somehow, between all of your obligations this week and managing to please the matchmaker, you have found enough time to finish your planning. But it wasn't easy. Even Jasper was starting to show the strain. Unfortunately, thanks to the busy nature of this week, we've only just received our final head count. Princess Anael has happily agreed to attend the picnic. Prince Lyle has sent his regrets. No, Lyle, you bastard! Prince Hameen has accepted your invitation, although I would advise you keep an eye on him during the event. Prince Zarad has agreed to attend your picnic. I would suggest careful supervision with the prince. To the surprise of his butler, Duke Leon has accepted your invitation and will attend the picnic. Earl Emmett has agreed to attend your picnic and is very much anticipating it. Of course he is. Of course he's anticipating it. Guy's a fucking golden retriever. He's excited to be out and about. He's excited to be let outside. Princess Penelope has sent her pleased acceptance.
Lady Averley has accepted your invitation. Princess Cordelia has, with some hesitation, accepted your invitation. Princess Jaslyn has accepted your invitation to the picnic. So 9 people have accepted your invitation and will join you for midnight picnic. The sun has already set by the time you and Jasper finish your preparations. Thankfully, the sky is clear, so between the lanterns and the moon there is plenty of light. You've set up the blankets and the servants have dragged out a large table to put out food and drinks for your guest. Sending delicious waves of steam wafting into the night air, the hot spiced chai you purchased brightens your spread. Your imported sweets are decorating the table, sparkling in the candlelight. The expensive wine you ordered has been heated and put out. Just as you give your table one last look to make sure the food is ready, your guests start to arrive. Princess Cordelia, looking a little out of place, walks up to where you are standing near the food table. I didn't know what was appropriate for a midnight picnic, but I brought some finger sandwiches. My mother taught me how to make them. And well, my father likes to insist on making them fun, so in the family tradition all the insides are a surprise. Some of them are really spicy. After handing you the tiny little sandwiches, Cordelia goes to find a good spot on the blankets. But you can tell the fact that you convinced the proper princess to come to something like a midnight picnic has added to your hostess mystique. He only takes a few steps into the gathering before he looks like he regrets his decision to attend, but even showing up reluctantly, Duke Leon at a social event, is a coup for any hostess. Earl Emmett bounds up to you with a big smile. I've never done anything like a midnight picnic before. I'm excited. Thank you so much for inviting me. Oh, I almost forgot. I brought you a hostess gift. I hope it's the right thing. He hands you a box filled with candied flowers, pretty and tasty treats to add to your spread. Cordelia is fun. I like Cordelia. Cordelia is really interesting. She's very, very proper. She was raised among pirates. And she's sort of... like, she's really just because she was raised among pirates. And she sort of, like, rejected her upbringing by becoming the most proper lady possible. Obsessed with etiquette. Knows every goddamn rule of etiquette. Follows those rules to a T. To the letter. So bringing her out of that shell is really nice. I like her better than Anna. So yeah, bringing her out of that shell is really interesting. Like, is really enjoyable. It's really nice bringing her out of that shell. And the fact that, like, she, you know, her mention of making them fun, it does show that she does have, like, a little bit of another side to her. Then he wanders off to find a place to sit. Soon all of your guests have arrived, have taken some plates of food and drinks, and settled into the blankets you laid out for them. Almost everyone accepted your invitation. This is quite the achievement and will increase your reputation. Now that everyone is here, you can focus on the next potential disaster. The food. Your food couldn't be more popular. It would be impossible. Your guests happily keep returning to the food table and refilling their plates. A cold wind blows, even with the perfect weather at the Isle. It gets chilly outside at night. Thankfully, you had the foresight to provide hot drinks, so no one minds a little wind. Even slowed down by polite conversation, eventually your guests finish eating and look at you expectantly. Except for 2 of your guests, who grin at you with mischief in their eyes. Hameen pulls out some kites that he has somehow smuggled into your event, while at the same time, Prince Zarad pulls out some flying lanterns and nabs a candle from the table to light them. Once they see what the other brought, they both look even more mischievous, and before you know it, your guests are flying kites with lanterns attached. For a little, it feels like you and all your guests are playing with magic. See, this is why I prefer the girls' night is nice, the girls' night is fun, but I mean, it's, a handful of ladies and, just talking, a little bit of smack talking, but,
flying kites with lanterns attached to them? Come on, that's just a great visual image, you know? Before long, everyone is starting to have a good time. But it was late, and you were all outside under the sparkling night sky. Soon, talking too loud and laughing even louder isn't the only thing your guests are doing. Things are beginning to get out of hand. And it's your job as the hostess to rein it in. Even if you would rather not, you still have to. What do my stats need to be for this? Crap, doesn't say what my persuasion needs to be. And I don't remember. What goes into persuasion? Charisma, eloquence, leadership, insight, poise, manipulation. What is my persuasion at right now? Charisma is 60. 110. 160. 245. 295. 345. There we go. So I think I was just like I was like 5 points short. So I was like 5 points short of in persuasion. So thankfully you are persuasive enough to be up to the challenge of herding the slightly drunk herd of mischievous cats that your guests had turned into, keeping them just on the right side of the line of good behavior. Before you know it, your guests are starting to battle yawns, and it's time for your picnic to come to an end. Your guests start to wander up to you and say goodbye and wish you good night. As far as social frou-frou things, this was one of my favorites. Thank you, Nick. Oh, this is my kind of party, Glitter. Next time, though, let's bring more alcohol. And more monkeys. You've never had a picnic until you've had one with monkeys. Prince Zarad walks up and grins at you. Monkey? I don't know that we want monkeys at a picnic. I think you're monkey enough, Hameen. I feel like Hameen and Zarad were monkey enough. Prince Zarad walks up and grins at you. I'm glad to know you had this in you, Lady Nicole. It was quite the evening. Duke Leon halts his rapid retreat from the other guests who might consider talking to him, and stops abruptly in front of you. It wasn't bad. Good night. Man! High goddamn praise! Earl Emmett bounds up to you whistling cheerfully.
Thank you for inviting me, Lady Nicole. My first midnight picnic was quite the experience.
Princess Penelope beams at you.
I can't believe I did this. I can't believe you did this. Thank you. I had so much fun.
Lady Abelie gives you an inexplicable smile.
Thank you so much for your invitation, Lady Nicole. I always find events like these so illuminating, don't you?
You're weird, Abelie.
I never thought I would enjoy something like this, but I did. Thank you for inviting me, Lady Nicole.
Princess Jaslyn, eyes bright, smiles at you.
Thank you so much for the invitation, Lady Nicole. I always love to attend these little informal gatherings.
Because it's gossip material for you. Now you've got something you'll be able to gossip about for the next, for days. Honestly, this midnight picnic, that's months of gossip for her. You can tell she also loves getting more material to gossip about, and like it or not, that includes what happened during your picnic. Right? I was literally just saying that. Still, you managed to learn some gossip from her today. Finally, you finish saying goodnight to your last guest, and your event is done, and you can go inside. But how did your event go? Your midnight picnic was perfect. It could not have gone any better. You're pretty sure we'll make history in delegate-hosted events. A new star hosted a perfectly successful midnight picnic. Nice! Funnily enough, inviting Lord Claremont prevents you from getting a perfect one. Star Day. A new day dawns. It was not an easy night to simply sleep, no matter how tired this week had made you. Neighbors did that for the rest of us today. What? Midnight picnic? For morning was sure to come, and with it, the time of reckoning. Today you will have to make some major decisions. Decisions that will forever alter the course of your fate and your life. And you have to see the matchmaker again. That's no small consideration either. You can tell the strain of the week has started to wear on even your servants. Your maids moved slowly this morning, Rhea nervously prattling between quickly hidden yawns, and Sarah's face stiffer than usual. Jasper surveys her preparations looking grim and a little tired.
Are you ready, Lady Nicole? It wouldn't do to be late.
No, you didn't imagine it would. Ready to face the matchmaker? Again? I suppose as ready as I can be.
This final interview is just a formality. You have already secured her approval.
With no point in delaying, you and Jasper leave your room and start to head towards the matchmaker's parlor. But you haven't so much as stepped out the door before Rhea hurries out. Lady Nicole! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to delay you, only... Jasper takes one look at Rhea's suddenly blushing countenance and claims he left something in the room, leaving the pair of you alone. What is it, Rhea? Is something wrong? It's only... I wanted to wish you luck, okay? I wanted to wish you luck today. And I know you're so wonderful that surely everyone in the castle is in love with you. I just hope you pick someone who deserves you. Someone who will make you happy. Someone who is at least a little bit worthy of your regard. Oh, they took their argument outside for all of us? Ah, always good times. What's interesting, this piece of music, I don't think it's real. This piece of music isn't specific to Rhea, but there's like just a little bit of horn in the background that just gives it. That does give it a weird Gaelic flavor, like a bit of Scottish or Irish flavor. Yeah, Rhea's in love with me. Someone like you. At the suggestion, she flushes an even brighter red than normal, and at first her response comes out as incoherent stutters. Of course I never meant to imply that, Lady Nicole. You are so... I would never dream or imagine. Sounds woodwindy. Maybe clarinet or oboe. Whatever it is, whatever the instrument is, it's got just a little bit. It adds just a little bit of like Gaelic coloring. But I would dream of someone like you. Your maid seems so stricken by your words, you think she very well might faint. Forgive me, Rhea. I never meant to discomfort you. Oh no, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. You would never... I don't know what to say. Especially as you're very likely going to attach to someone else today. Not necessarily. I wish you happiness whatever you choose. And I will remember your kind words today forever, even if they are a brief, fading dream. Making far more noise than he almost ever did, Jasper cleared his throat and opened the door, sending a flushed Rhea racing back inside your room. Shall we continue? Once you are outside the matchmaker's door, Jasper pauses, giving you a serious look. What's funny is you can get, like, a bunch of different people coming out to confess to you here. I think you can get Jared, Gisette, and Woodley all expressing their interest in you. And Jasper, for that matter. So you can get like... you can get like a whole bunch... You can be going down the hallway and just like constant interruptions. So yeah. Rhea, Jared, Gisette, Woodley, and Jasper. So you can be going in the hall and like, Rhea interrupts, then Jared interrupts, then Gisette interrupts, then Woodley interrupts, and then finally you get to the end and it's like, while I'm here, while we're at it, sure. I say like you can, depending on like the choices you've made throughout the, I have not raised my romance enough with any of them. Once you are outside the matchmaker's door, Jasper pauses, giving you a serious look. Good luck, Lady Nicole. I thought I didn't need luck anymore. When it comes to matters of the heart, everyone needs a little luck. After one last nod from Jasper, you push open the door and make your way inside the room where the matchmaker awaits. I will say, I wonder if Anna would be okay with me bringing Rhea with me back to Skuld. What do you think? You think that's something Anna would be cool with? Anna, you're number one in my heart. I love you most. But I mean, you gotta admit, she's super cute. I mean, look at this girl. Look at this kid. Look at her. Don't you want to adopt her? Keep her as a keeper's pet. After one last nod from Jasper, you push open the door and make your way inside the room where the matchmaker awaits. You're late, girl. My apologies, Lady Matchmaker. I was unexpectedly delayed.
Unexpected to who? Only a fool wouldn't guess you would be stopped on your way here. Now sit, fool girl, sit. There's much to discuss and not very much time to do it.
The impatient command in her voice as he's sitting down across from her before she's even finished speaking.
You have some important decisions to make today, girl. There's little that will impact your future more than when it comes to affairs of the heart. But first, I shall warn you I have no patience for theatrics or tears. You will speak sensibly, or you will not speak at all, understood?
Although it was phrased as a question, the matchmaker didn't give you any opportunity to respond.
I have heard a great deal about you, Lady Nicole, during these interviews. Take, for instance, that unnaturally cheerful Earl. He couldn't say enough good things about you. Not that that much matters. Boy wouldn't have a bad thing to say about a puppy-murdering villain, now would he?
I mean, you know, that might be where he draws the line. Puppy murdering, that might actually be, like, that might be his line, is puppy murdering. After he'd be like, you know what? I don't like that fellow. I do not care for that fellow.
Still, you seem to have become more special to him than most. That little scamp from Heist, Hameen, had a fair few words to say about you. Most of them complete nonsense, of course. But I have a feeling he's more serious about you than he is about most things, as much as that is worth. I doubt there is a single person on this entire isle that would be surprised that the Princess of Skulk barely managed to say anything else in her interview but your name. She's quite excessively taken with you, Lady Nicole, and is not quiet about it. I believe if you asked anyone who knows him, to a woman, they would all deny that Prince Arad could get serious about anyone. I think even he would deny it, for all that his eyes got that special twinkle when you came up. But I think for the very first time in his life, he is serious about someone. You. Fate help you. I'm not going to say Duke Leon had said anything about you, because that would be a lie. Well, he barely said 2 words about anything, so I wouldn't put much store in that. But when I idly suggested that you might make a good match for someone else, the glare he sent me said everything his words didn't. But knowing the hearts of others is not nearly as important as knowing what lies in your own. Do you have any questions before I ask you the question you are here wasting my morning for?
Honestly, I don't think there's actually that much point. But you know what? Sure. Ask about Anna.
What? Do you expect me to tell you what will happen if you marry that brash girl? I'm a matchmaker, not a fortune teller. But I will say, I think she is loyal and straightforward, which could make her an excellent or miserable partner depending on what you like. Emmett! What? You think that poor sweet boy has secrets? He's easier to read than a hungry puppy. But he would never treat you wrong, that is as sure as fools are stupid. I mean, that rascal? What is there possibly to say? Do you want me to tell you that he's a sure choice? For I'm not in the habit of lying, and that boy is trouble. Not to say you can't handle yourself some trouble, but you would have to be sure of yourself to do it. Is that odd? What on earth could I have to say about that overconfident peacock that he wouldn't say about himself, I can't imagine. I trust you know what you are doing with that one. He wouldn't have much use for you otherwise, contradiction that he is. Leon, I've had more verbose conversations with a mute monkey than with that sourpuss Longshanks. I wouldn't have thought he had the least bit of interest in the summit or anyone here. Until I suggested that you would make someone else a charming partner. The glare he shot me then told me everything I needed to know. Something you haven't mentioned. Rhea. Rhea? Your maid? I can't imagine what you expect me to say about her. She's a sweet, darling girl, but she's far out of place in the matters of diplomacy and the summit. The matchmaker scowls at you. I hope you don't intend to mislead and hurt the poor thing. I can't see as how there's anything to say. There's hardly any point on dwelling on those who have no interest in you, is there?
I actually really like that she stands up for Rhea. Like, don't hurt her.
Let's ask about our choices. What could possibly be confusing you? The matter seems simple enough for me. You will make a choice. Either you will decide your future as one filled with a marriage born from a love match by following your heart, or it lies with a marriage made as part of a political alliance, born from necessity, diplomacy, or even your own ambitions. Or you decide you aren't interested in marriage at all. It's rather simple, really. But what if my heart leads me in a direction where marriage is less of an option? Then you will be forced to follow the same dilemma faced by many of your peers in the same situation, and find a balance that works for you. I have another kind of question.
So what's the deal with this isle anyway?
This isle has been home to my people for hundreds of years, and until Katia, we managed to stay out of the affairs of the world. Outsiders find it strange, but to us, it is simply home. And that is the most you will get out of me, or any of us on the subject.
Just how old are you? Wow, girl! Wow! Wow! That's not exactly what I had in mind if you asked if you had any questions.
But very well, I suppose I did open myself up for it. I'm old enough to be much wiser than you, and to consider you all little more than children.
Why do the natives put up with the summit at all? If she's such a good matchmaker, why doesn't she have a partner? Because she knows herself. First of all, we don't actually know if she does or not. She very well might have a husband. Or wife. She very well might have a partner. Hell, she might have a bunch of partners. That said, if she doesn't, I imagine it's because she knows that, that she is difficult. Why do the natives put up with the summit at all?
To be fair, we aren't of a unified opinion on that point, and less so with every summit. But at one point, Katia managed to convince us that the affairs of the world were doomed to affect us all, even here. And that peace was something worth fighting for. But every summit we seem to get further and further away from that. So who knows what the future will hold?
If you were in my position, what would you choose to do?
That is both an extremely wise question and an extremely foolish one. Wise in that I have seen many bright-eyed young people like you make the same choice, well and terribly. But most of all foolish, for the only one who can decide that right path for you is you, yourself. But if you were a complete fool, you wouldn't still be here, so take some comfort in that, at least.
I want to ask something else. I guess I don't. I don't have any more questions. I'm ready to make my choice. Having run out of questions to ask the matchmaker, you were left in an uncomfortable silence. The matchmaker looks at you expectantly. The time has come. You are going to have to make a choice, and once it is made, you will have to live with it. Unpredictable affections unlocked Leon's romance path. A serious flirt unlocked Zarad's romance path. A treasured feeling unlocked Hamin's romance path. A traveling heart unlocked Emmett's romance path. You're going to have to make a decision now, girl. You've stolen a handful of hearts, but you can only choose one. Or none, I suppose. What have you decided to do? Angle for a political marriage later on. I don't think that's going to be possible. I don't think it's possible for me to do that. Because Lyle could not care less about me. Neither could Gerard or Claremont. Like, Lyle genuinely could not care less about me here. Maybe I could romance Blaine? Maybe I could try to get a marriage with Blaine? That would be hilarious if that was actually possible to do, frankly. Yeah, Claremont, I mean, Claremont doesn't hate me, but... surprising amount of romance with Jared for all that I interacted with him like once. Yeah. Nah, I gotta go with a nail. I mean, look at how high my romance is with Anna. Start a matchmaker approved romance. Princess Anna. I gotta go Princess Anna. I am partial to Claremont. Yeah, I didn't really do much with him. Didn't impress him. Are you sure you want to start a romance with Princess Anale? Yes! The matchmaker looks at you thoughtfully. The Princess of Scott, Do you have feelings for her? Of course I do. Are you lying? No, I really have feelings for her. Good. I'm sure she will be thrilled to hear it. Your decision made, the matchmaker hurries you away, leaving you no time to feel anything about the decision you have just made. Not relief, or regret, or apprehension, not anything. Instead, you are bustled into your room where you are hurriedly primed and prepared for the matchmaker's grand banquet, where all of her announcements will be made, including yours. You are trailing Jasper as he escorts you down the increasingly familiar hallways to the Great Hall, where the banquet is to be held, when suddenly your butler tenses. You only realize what he could be reacting to when several moments later another servant appears and, looking urgent, pulls Jasper aside to whisper something furiously into his ear. You are too distant and the hushed conference too quiet for you to be able to guess what is going on. But you can tell, whatever it is, Jasper is growing increasingly unhappy. And if the most stoic man you have ever met is unhappy, you can't help but feel a little worried.
Ah, Lady Nicole of Giel, unattended and alone here in the middle of my hallway. What a surprise.
At the deep, amused voice, you whirl around and find yourself faced with one of the Isle natives. But where Jasper's eyes are careful, this man's eyes are calculating. And where Jasper is unreadable, this man has a sardonic smile tugging at his lips. Is this your hallway? Forgive me, I had no idea these halls were portioned out and sovereign. The mysterious man laughs.
Ah, I begin to see why it is your name that is on everyone's lips. What a great piece of fate that has brought about this meeting. I have long been curious of you.
I wish I could say the same, but you, of course, have the better of me, as I do not yet know who you are.
Trust me, Nicole, when I say that is best for the both of us. But whether your safety and ignorance will remain, who is to say?
I begin to suspect a man so eager to seem utterly mysterious has no secrets at all. Ooh, call out! Call this dude out! I'm actually not sure who this is myself. The unnerving man gives you the first genuine smile since he first spoke to you. Chicago pizza. It's not pizza. It very well might be good. Deep dish very well might be good. It very well may be a phenomenal pasta dish.
It's not goddamn pizza!
What was it, Jon Stewart? I think Jon Stewart once called it a casserole. I think Jon Stewart once called it a casserole. I think it was. Oh. Oh, because it's like, it's so much, it's like, it's too much sauce. Deep dish, it's like, it's not made like a regular pizza. It's a lot of sauce in it. It's thick ass sauce. What'd you get? It might be good. Not the Chicago pizza that's fire. What we call tavern pizzas that are best. Tavern pizza, I assume, are like actual pizzas, right? You know, it's like the dough, small bit of sauce, cheese, toppings. You know, just like a regular pick up in your hand. And I would expect Chicago to have some great actual pizza. Nothing like chain pizza. Like, I'd expect that there would be a few restaurants in Chicago that would do, you know, stellar pizza. Most places. I feel like most cities have at least one pizza place that's just, Chicago, New York has a bunch. By all accounts, by all accounts, New York has a lot of pizza places. Cornwall also has a few really fucking good pizza places. It is legitimately weird to me that tons of pizza places in Chicago are phenomenal. It is, like, so weird to me that Cornwall, such a good town for pizza. Way better than Ottawa. You know, for all that Ottawa's, like, bigger, you'd expect it would have more great pizza places, but no. Cornwall has more great pizza places than Ottawa does. Just shitty ass dives. Aurelio's Pizza. Just shitty ass dive pizza places. Best. Oh, they never are. Chain pizza places are never the best pizzas. There's a couple chains that are, you know, okay. But for the most part, no, you want to find the shittiest dive pizza joint in your town. Killer pizza joints here. Cornwall has its own style of pizza. And that's part of why we stand out from like Ottawa. Cornwall style pizza it's a unique thing, and it's honestly like really good. They're thick ass slices. They're thick ass pizzas. So fucking thick and so good. Genius. Giordano's. Giordano's. I assume that was some sort of typo. But anyway, Unnerving Man gives you the first genuine smile since he first spoke to you. I think you will find that everyone on this isle has secrets, especially those of us born here. Ah, but I see your gallant knight returns once again wielding his fierce glare in your defense. You turn around to see the man was correct, and an unhappy Jasper is stalking your way. His look is icy and directed behind your shoulder. But when you turn around again, the man has disappeared as suddenly and as mysteriously as he first appeared. That's some meat pies. Bakeries are always best. I hope that man did not disturb you, my lady. Not at all. He was rather alarmingly skilled at saying nothing at all, while appearing to have said something of great substance. Burn, bitch! It is a talent of his. But what is wrong, Jasper? Has the matchmaker decided to throw me off the island to swim back home after all? Jasper shakes his head as if trying to free it from whatever thoughts were weighing him down. It is nothing, Lady Nicole. I doubt anything that so upsets you is nothing, Jasper. I misspoke. Rather, I should have said it is nothing that concerns you. Now we should go. It would not do to have you late for the banquet. The matchmaker might then throw you into the ocean to swim home. Despite your best efforts to get anything more out of him, with those words Jasper has dismissed you and your interest. A lot of people do that and I feel the same. Frankly, it's exhausting. What, saying a lot without saying anything? He escorts you to the dining hall, but you can tell wherever he is, it is not with you, but somewhere far away. You have never seen him quite like this. You are really starting to be disturbed. But you hardly have time to do more than shoot him another questioning look before you are practically shoved through the open doors to the banquet. You can see by the vast numbers of milling delegates that you are one of the last to arrive, your strange delay having taken its toll on your punctuality. Not having the time to waste in idle chit-chat or in sparing further thought to whatever was plaguing Jasper, you hurried to the grand tables, searching for the little card that would have your name on it. Pretend to have substance. I never even bothered to pretend. Either I'm saying something important or I'm saying nothing that matters. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to pretend that, like, my idle bullshit means anything, you know? Like most of the group meals this week, the seating chart had again been arranged by the matchmaker to suit whatever mercurial and strange whims suited her purposes. When you finally found your name card, it was with great surprise that you found yourself seated between two chaperones. You wondered what it said about you, or at least what it said about what the matchmaker thought of you, that half of the entire number of chaperones had been placed perfectly to babysit you. That's kind of funny. That's honestly kind of funny. It's like, if I sit you anywhere normal, there's gonna be fucking drama. And I don't want drama right this time. Perhaps the matchmaker thought that some of the night's announcements would not go over well, and that you might be at the center of some of that, and thus best insulated from your fellow delegates. Oh, Blaine's gonna hate me. Blaine's gonna be trying to kill me. It certainly seemed a possible theory. The gong signaling dinner sounds, leaving you no time to do anything but sit in your seat. You are quickly joined by your seatmates, General Fallon and Princess Jaslyn. You can scarcely imagine two more opposite seatmates. It is either going to be a very interesting conversation or a very terrible one. Jaslyn seems like the type to be able to, like, coax a conversation out of damn near anyone. I do love the matchmaker's banquet. There's so much drama.
I should think drama is something to be avoided.
But no, what a terrible thing to say. There are always so many interesting things to see, and so much to gossip to be had at the banquet. For the matchmaker doesn't say a word to anyone about what she is to announce until she announces it to everyone. Do you think there should be tears this year? I hope so. Or mayhap a duel!
I hardly think such sentiments appropriate in a chaperone.
The princess waves a hand dismissively. Oh, Foo, don't be such a boring old man. What fun is to be had at an event like the summit if we can't enjoy the heartbreak and gossip?
The point of the summit is not to have fun.
I mean, maybe that's not the point for you. Princess Jaslyn turns her attention to you, eyes narrowing as she has found her newest target. And what do you think, Lady Nicole? Are we to enjoy tonight? Any of these things make a difference? I think we can watch the human spectacle and find things to learn from it at the same time. Both chaperones look at you utterly unconvinced. I want to check. What's my persuasion again? Charisma 60. 110. 170. 255. 305. 355. Whew. All right. So how's my approval with that room? That's it. Not too bad with Corbella, with any either of them. That said, I have no opinion on the matter. How utterly boring of you, Lady Nicole. After that, the conversation grows increasingly stilted, and you begin to wonder if you have somehow mortally offended the matchmaker, and this whole week has been her revenge. Finally, after 3 excruciating courses, the matchmaker stands up, clanging a fork against her glass. You suspect it is the strength of the silencing look she sends the room that so quickly quiets it, rather than the small noise of the glass. As I have suffered as much intolerable conversation from you young, insolent puppies as I can bear without being cursed with indigestion, I shall come to the point. We have all gathered here tonight with a singular purpose: to celebrate any possible unions that will form here on the Isle, created as much by love as by diplomacy or duty. Each summit I find a few examples that love is possible between all types of people in all types of circumstance, and that not even being highborn can completely murder your heart. It is these few couples that keep what little faith I have in humanity alive. Wow! That is the most sarcastically romantic sentiment ever. Romantic, or maybe romantically sarcastic. That is the most romantically sarcastic comment I have ever seen. This year, quite to my surprise, for I did not have high hopes, is no exception. Let us raise our glasses to the following pairs, to whom I give my blessing and endorsement. May their gods help them. May their gods help them. Jesus, lady? Wow, lady! What followed was a short series of toasts as the matchmaker announced the names of the lucky couples. There were not very many, and he didn't particularly recognize any of the delegates mentioned. Until, of course, your own match was announced. And lastly, Lady Nicole with Princess Anna. Everyone raised their glasses to toast, but you could feel all eyes on you. And then, at last, it was done. I like her. Oh, I love her. She's awful. She's terrible, and I love her for it. She's a hateful old bitch, and she's great. The matchmaker, satisfied her part was done, walked out, leaving a stunned room behind. But they did not stay silent long. Very quickly the room was filled with a roar of conversation, as everyone couldn't stop talking about what had just been announced. As you examine the room, you spot Prince Jared, frowning to himself in the corner, his arms crossed heavily across his chest. Somehow, all the love in the air doesn't agree with him. Somehow, you are not surprised. You spot Princess Gisette surveying the room with a pleasant half-smile on her face, clearly interested in the evening's secret goings-on. You spot Emmett chatting easily with the Dowager Countess across the room. He looks up when he catches your gaze and sends you when he catches your gaze, sends you an easy grin and says something to the Dowager before heading your way. Lady Nicole, good evening. Congratulations are in order. I wish you and Princess Anna the very best. I do hope you will be happy. Thank you, Emmett. There's not the least need to thank me. It's a simple thing to want you to be happy. Easily enough done. Now, there's not the least need to look at me like that, Lady Nicole. I count myself lucky to have such a wonderful lady as a friend. I'm the one who has all the luck, having someone like you as a friend, Emmett. Then we could be lucky together! But I really should be getting back. Poor Countess Yvette, people do tend to overlook her at events like these, and she always has such interesting things to say. Emmett is the sweetest goddamn man ever. He is the sweetest goddamn golden retriever. With one last smile, the Earl full of cheer bounds off and back to the Dowager's side. But not before you catch him sending you one last regretful look. Across the room, Prince Arad seems to be amusing himself attempting to make a stone-faced Skald warrior blush, and failing. Spotting you, though, he gives up the game with a grin and heads in your direction. It's been an interesting evening, Lady Nicole, don't you think? All this love and drama, why, it almost reminds me of home. Only not at all. I suppose I am supposed to congratulate you. Or more accurately, congratulate Princess Anna on their good fortune. But, great pity, I find I am not that good a man. So instead I shall simply tell you that if you get bored or lonely, feel free to look me up at any time, lovely Nicole. In seriousness, I do wish you well. I hope you'll know you might call on me at need. Yes, I do know. We are friends, aren't we? Friends, with a lovely lady like you. A strange concept. Yes, friends it is then, friend. Now I shall be off. I'm absolutely determined to put that fearsome lady to the blush, and I don't have any more time to lose. The third Prince of Corval hurries off, a mischievous glint in his eyes. And if there is a certain heaviness about his shoulders, you don't think anyone who doesn't know him very well would even suspect it. Your attention is drawn down the table where one of the delegates is crying, wine spilt all over her dress. Lord Claremont stands at her side, comforting her and giving her a handkerchief to wipe the stain. While you are aimlessly looking about the room, you catch the eye of Prince Lyle, who gives you a polite smile before returning to the conversation with his companion. To your surprise, when you spot Hameen, he is not, as per usual, in the center of the liveliest crowd of people in the room. Instead, he is in a darkened corner, leaning against the wall, staring into the room thoughtfully. It takes you a moment to realize that the primary thing he seems to be looking thoughtfully at is you. Noticing your appraisal, Hameen shoots you a smile and pushes off the wall, heading in your direction.
Hello, Glitter.
Interesting day, right? Eventful in any case.
I Princess Anna is not in my good books. Stealing away my treasure most dastardly. Yeah, well, such is life, I suppose. Which is not to say I've completely given up on kidnapping you, Glitter, so don't count it still safe just yet.
Threats, promises. He breaks into surprised laughter.
A true treasure you are, Glitter. But don't worry, I could never do anything to make someone important to me unhappy. You are safe with me, Glitter.
I never doubted it for a second. You are a true friend, Hameen of Heis.
Surely the least boring friend of your acquaintance.
You are going to work hard if you want to keep that self-imposed title.
Now that's a challenge if I've ever heard one. I'll have to go attempt to meet it. Fair evening to you, Glitter.
With a teasing mock bow and a trouble-making twinkle in his eyes, Hameen is off to do what you don't even dare guess. You spot Duke Leon looking bored in the corner, silently ignoring all the noise and conversation around him. You decide that he successfully avoided human contact for long enough and go up to him with a bright smile. Are you practicing being invisible? Because it doesn't actually work, you know. We can all still see you. Yep, even if I can't hear you, still can see you. Not going away. He sighs heavily and finally mumbles an answer.
Hope Princess Anna makes you happy.
Thank you, Duke Leon. That means a lot.
Satisfied?
He looks at you like he's wondering why you were still talking to him and why you haven't left yet. I do. Honestly, I kinda relate to Leon. I do kinda relate to him. Why are people talking to me? It might make you grumpy with you, but I'm not just going to let you sit and not talk to you, just because you were doing your best impression of a bored statue. We are friends, aren't we? And I consider it my friendly duty to bother you with conversation. At least occasionally. Share the suffering and all that.
Friends.
Aren't we?
Friends.
You grin at the Duke. Alright, I'll stop bothering you. For now. I know it's been a long day. But you won't be rid of me yet, Duke Leon. You smile again and say your goodbyes. Despite its supposed purpose as celebrating approved couples like yours, so far the banquet hasn't given you any chance to so much as smile at Princess Anna. Thankfully, as people are starting to leave, you think there will be a small opportunity for a short conversation. As you walk towards Princess Anna, you can feel people giving you indulgent looks. As soon as she sees an opportunity, Anna comes bounding up to you, a big smile on her face. Nick, it is a good day, yes? All the stuffy, frowny faces who tell me not to be so liking of you now have to keep quiet, yes? We are liking together now, and they have to let us. You laugh. I'm pretty sure there's no have to about anything when it comes to people disapproving. Bah, who cares what they think? I followed the silly rule things. They have no reason to whine. I'm pretty sure some of the people you were talking about don't need a reason to complain. Who cares about them? I care about Scott, and I care about you, Nick. Whiny, fussy potheads can care about themselves. I'm as impressed by your diplomacy as ever, Anna. Yes, we are very impressive peoples. It is why everyone stares at us with those jealous eyes. If we were at home, I could just challenge all the starey, wanty people. If they can't beat me, they don't have the right to look at you like that. But here... She shudders. I think they might expect challenges to be fought with talking! The horror on her face is so real you can't help but laugh. Oh look, the fuzzy come again.
I think they want us to go to our rooms. Bah! Her expression clouds for a moment before some thought cheers her up again. But I will be seeing you in the mornings, and in the mornings after that, and many, many mornings. Apparently the promise of an untold amount of mornings is enough that when the servants do show up to encourage you all to retire for the night, Anna doesn't put up much of a protest and just wishes you a good night. Once again in your room, your maids have you undressed and ready for bed in a flash. And probably out of some sort of compassion, knowing how much talking you have already endured today, they are quiet as well as quick. Exhausted after what felt like an eternity of being the matchmaker's plaything, which you can only hope is over for good now, you collapse onto your bed. You can hardly believe your third week at the Isle has come to an end. At the same time, you can't believe all the things that have already happened. It's like time takes on a strange property here at the summit, where time goes by incredibly quickly and incredibly slowly at the same time. Buttercup probably relates to that, I imagine. And this week was especially trying, with the matchmaker, and the matchmaker again, and the matchmaker again. Not to mention all the love in the air. It's enough to make your food settle poorly in your stomach. And there's the matter of Princess Anna. You find your mouth moving into a smile just at the thought. But there are still 4 weeks left. 4 weeks where, if the previous 3 are any indication, anything can happen. And probably will. How do you feel about that? Four more weeks of this much socializing? Groan. Same. Optimistic. 4 weeks is a lot of time to even further develop all the relationships you are building. It's true. By the end of the summit, there is a very real chance you will have formed lifelong bonds. Despite the length of the week and how tired you feel, you still can't fall asleep. You feel uneasy. You can't point to anything in particular, but you feel like people have been acting strange tonight. It leaves you with a bad feeling. You tell yourself to be logical and stop listening to silly feelings, but, sadly, you can't just logic yourself into sleepiness. If you could, I'd have fucking perfect sleep patterns. To distract yourself, you start to think about all the things you are going to have to do in the next week. How do you go about it? Making a mental list and organizing it. Yep. Yes, making order out of chaos can be a soothing, if impossible, task. Finally, in spite of your attempts rather than because of them, your body grows too heavy and your vision darkens, and you slip into sleep. Hey, discovered all the secrets during week 3. Someone's going to try and get you again. They will, actually. Though not this coming week, I don't think. Week 4 is something very, very different. But we'll deal with that next week. I make mental lists and then procrastinate. Yeah, I don't even bother making the mental... I mean, I do. I make mental lists of things that I know I won't do. I should do this. I should do that. I won't, but I should. What matters is we found love. Love, love will keep us together. Something I don't remember how the song goes.
Romance with Rhea is still high. But, Hameen, Zarad, Leon, Hameen. Hameen has still got a little bit of romance. Hameen still got a little bit of romance towards me. So does Gisette, for that matter. All the good people are like, okay, backing off. I kind of like how all the good people, like, I mean, I don't know that Zarad's good. Love the Duke of Library, yep. I'll get to my butt to bed. Good night, Catherine. I want to do a run through where I romance Gisette. She's terrible and tries to kill you, but oh man. Oh, I just had a horrible thought. I might do it like, you know, off stream. Just like on my own time. I might try to do a run where I romance both Jared and Gisette. Can you hurt anyone? No. Only emotionally. You can only hurt people emotionally. Yeah, going after both of the siblings? That would honestly be kind of fun to do. Again, that'd just be something that I would do on my own time. It's not something that I would do, that I would record. Not something I would stream. It is something I would just do in my own time. It does just feel like something that would be hilarious to do. Because they are genuinely the worst two characters in the game. Bar none. Jared is just horrible asshole. Probably the worst character in the game, frankly. Just so wildly arrogant. And like hateful and just awful. Gisette is second worst. She straight up tries to fucking murder you in the second week. Or at least that's what we're sure. At least that's what we believe right now. Is that she literally tried to... Like, she's just manipulative. And also arrogant and condescending. But she's also kind of fun for it. Jared is so much of an asshole that he's not even fun. Like, I will say that. Jared is such an asshole that it's not even fun kind of asshole. He is, like, yells at the staff kind of asshole. Like, he's the kind who yells at the servants. You know, Gisette just doesn't really think of the servants, but Jared yells at them, which is worse. Yeah, Gisette's like, eh. Servants, whatever. They're servants, they're there. They're doing their job. I have no opinion on servants one way or the other. Whereas Jared is just the actual worst. And again, depending on, hey, Ravishing, depending on the choices you make, depending on your character, depending on your personality, you can marry Jared and then have him kill you. Hey, burning questions. What is this game? What? It's a visual novel. Seven Kingdoms, The Princess Problem. It is a visual novel. Which, I enjoy visual novels. Because I'm not very good at video games. That's the thing I want to stress. I am not actually good at video games. Visual novels, you don't have to be good. Anyway. Choose your own adventure, Hamlet stuff. Basically, yeah. It is just a choose your own adventure thing, basically. Which is, honestly, I enjoy. It's fun. A choose your own adventure can be fun. Anyway. That is all for this week. I am going to get going. See you all tomorrow. So, good night, everybody.